I'll open up the Water Sewer Commissioners meeting, February 5th at 7:20. President is Colin here, Keith Waniaz, Bob Salvant, and Bob Josie. Did everybody read the minutes?
Yep. So we have two sets of minutes to approve. So I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the June 7th, 2018 meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then I make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the January 8th, 2019 meeting.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Hey, Bob. The water sewer report. I see the water here, I mean, I see the sewer here.
Yeah, water's in the package behind the meeting.
Where?
In between the agenda and the meeting minutes, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So the monthly sewer report for the month of January, we had 5.31 inches of rain. Synagro hauled 104,400 gallons. We had a flow of 7.197 million gallons for an average of 232,000 a day. Wasted 135,000 gallons for an average of 4,300 a day. We used 663 gallons of alum and 763 gallons of sodium hydroxide. 316 kilowatt hours of electricity, and the river average was 850.404 CFS. Completed and passed the first quarter toxicity sampling. The annual analysis for the waste sludge to Synagro has been performed. Had a propane and sodium hydroxide deliveries this month. Peter also did his annual sewer report. Just one of those numbers real quick. So for Synagro, we hauled off 1.2 million gallons for the year. We had 69.7 inches of rain, 74 million gallons of flow for the year, so an average of 202,000 gallons per day. Wasted 990,000 gallons. Used 8,777 gallons of alum and 8,600 gallons of sodium hydroxide and 3,790 kilowatt hours of electricity. The BOD removal was 99.947%, and the suspended solids removal was 99.321%. So all those numbers are good.
No shortage of water.
River flows have been good
Yeah.
this year.
So far, yeah. We only had, I think 1 month last year we didn't make what we needed for the river flow. So we had a pretty wet year though. For the January water report, we changed 1 meter with 3 final reads. We had a leak up at Cottage Street by the old fire station. Repaired the chart recorder at Glen. Repaired the flow meter at Turbine. We had to move some chemical from Turbine to Glen. We had Turbine down, and Glen and Primary were compensating. We had snow removal for 2 storms. We did shut-offs. We marked out all the shut-offs, and the fire extinguisher inspections were done. Nothing was found wrong.
Who does the fire extinguisher?
We got a new company because we stopped using. We were using that Oxford or Webster Fire.
Oh, yeah.
But they had some issues, I guess, so they weren't doing it anymore. So I used the same people that John used this year.
Okay. We've got North Village abatement.
So the deal with the North Village abatement was that North Village came in for that meeting back probably a year ago.
July.
Okay.
Looks like July.
Right, it was right around there. They came in,
June,
asking,
June, yeah.
right, so they were asking for the fees to be waived on the affordable units for the connection fees. We investigated that a little bit. They came to the meeting, we were asking some questions. We didn't resolve the issue at that meeting, so it got put on the back burner while we resolved the booster pump station that they were supposed to build at one point. That kinda took the spotlight, so the fees got put on the back burner. They came in requesting it again. We went to town council said yes, it was approved in the, through the zoning board to waive our fees.
Right, yeah.
And that they did not require our approval on that, and that we had to follow what was agreed upon in the agreement, so.
A comprehensive permit.
Right.
Yeah.
The permit, not the
MOU.
MOU. So because it was in the permit, we are required to waive that fee.
Right. So we waived the fee, or do we have to give it an abatement?
Well, we didn't get an answer on it, but because it is in the comprehensive permit, we weren't supposed to charge them in the first place.
So they ought to do the money back.
So unfortunately,
Right.
Yeah.
I do agree with abating the money, so.
So
Is that a motion? We need a motion?
Usually you guys make the decisions on the abatements, so.
So I make a motion to abate the applicant of 7,500, and then the final read fee still would be the same.
Correct, the final read fee, they still got
That's-
charged.
Okay. So it'd be the 7,500, and that'd be according with consistent with the comprehensive permit.
Right.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Right.
All right, what are we doing on this, the primary water operator position?
Yep. So we posted it, we only got 2 applicants. So applicant A is the first one, applicant B is the second one. And so applicant A has 3 years plus working in the industry. He has the required licenses, as the posting said you needed a grade 1T operator's license in full, a grade 1D operator license in full, and preferable for the wastewater licenses as well, or the ability to obtain it.
We're not requiring a wastewater license on this one,
We're not requiring it, it just said it was beneficial to have it.
Oh, to have it,
and-
okay.
And that we would want them to get it
So
in a
applicant
certain
A
amount
has
of
it.
time. So applicant A has all 3 of those licenses and a few years' experience in the position, so. Applicant B didn't have any of the required licenses. He does have a hoisting license, 2A, so he can run the backhoe, can run an excavator. But he has no experience in water or wastewater, and doesn't have any of the required licenses for that position, and that being the primary position in the water department. Yeah, by law, you're required to have those.
That one's B, Bob. I think
Full
you're missing
license.
A.
I got 2.
Yeah, there's 2 applicants.
Yeah, but I think he only has B. I don't think he has A.
Yeah, that's B.
Yeah, it was only,
Oh, there's A. That's
oh,
A.
there we are, okay, I'm sorry. that's just part of the resume, okay.
Well, I mean, I guess it's pretty clear then. Obviously, you know, this, the other part of this is that we'd like to promote from within, and I think it's always a good, if you can do that, and at this situation, I think we can do that.
Yeah.
So it'd be my recommendation that we go with applicant A. I'm not sure what everybody else's position is now.
Alright. Yeah, he says all the licenses required, so.
What's your, you agree?
I agree. I mean, I can't legally hire the other one for the position. Cause that position being the if it was an assistant operator,
Yeah,
we could get by with an OIT license or the, you know, the ability to obtain within 6 months or, you know, that type of language, but that's not how the job posting was written. It said it was required.
right, okay.
So if it was the next level down, or possibly the wastewater position that we have open, you know, they're supposed to have a license, but those we have some wiggle room with being able to obtain it, so.
So I guess with that said, then I would make a motion that we hire applicant A for the primary water position.
Second it. I was gonna get it.
Well, you can second. It's
Okay, I can second it.
We'll let you, Bob.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then the, as far as the salary goes, saying what he has his salary desired, I think I just have to go through the,
Yeah, I gotta go
personnel
through the
bylaw.
step,
Right,
the
Chris.
steps and see where we are.
yeah,
with
we have to
that.
follow the personnel
Yeah.
bylaws, so
Yeah. And
see
then
where that's at and go by that.
make it accordingly.
What is the salary range on that?
I forget what it starts at, 23, 24, somewhere around there, up to, it's probably around 23 up to 29, something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He has on here 25 desired.
Let's see that.
That agreeable?
Oh, we gotta go by the personnel.
Yeah, I gotta go by the
Gotta go
personnel
by-
bylaws.
To see whatever that,
Yeah.
you can't just say that,
Yeah.
Right,
whatever closest to the stuff that.
Okay.
yeah.
Policies and procedures, have you been working on that? Actually, we were supposed to get together with you on some of that stuff and,
Yeah, I think at the last meeting I said that we should probably at least pick one, and I don't actually have it for tonight, but,
Yeah.
I think I was kinda
Going through all
I
the,
was kind of pushing towards getting like the final read one done, and then just pick one or two each meeting and try to have them ready and go through them and try to get something.
You don't wanna
approved.
approve the whole packet at once?
I think there's an awful lot of discussion there, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how many hours you have to sit through a
Yeah.
meeting, but it's gonna be a long drawn out meeting. I just think we can get a better policy if we take a couple at a time, or, you know, one or two a meeting and just go through them and hash
well, I
it
think
out.
we could approve all at once, but I think maybe just go through a section, get it hashed out, go through a
Yeah.
section, hash it out, and then we gotta dedicate some time to do that too. And then approve it all in one shot.
we have some policies in place now, somewhat.
Yeah, there's hit and miss, they're all over.
Hit and miss.
I think
We
we're just
wanna
trying to
just
get it
reorganize,
I just-
consolidated,
get it all together.
Yeah, I just wanna get it all into like one book,
Right.
simplify.
have it all together, you know, so when someone comes in and questions, why'd you charge me for this, or what's the fee for that, or, you know, it's all right there laid out.
It's in your packet, Bob.
Then we could put it on the website. Yeah, yeah,
Have you gone through all that?
It's
Keith?
55 pages.
Did you go through all that?
Oh,
yeah, I remember reading part
How's
of
it
it.
look?
Did all the grammar corrections?
Yeah, it's alright, it's alright, there's nothing, you know, what I saw that needed to be plugged in is this stuff that's specific to us.
Right, it was
Technical
kind of,
stuff, specific pipe, specific hydrant, specific valves.
well, that's separate from the policies, that's specifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing that.
But it
All the
falls
specs,
under, falls under some of the stuff
Right,
in
Yeah.
there, so.
It should be tied into that, so it's
Yeah,
yeah,
You know,
so,
made a part of the whole, I agree.
yeah,
but
All right.
Bill Cundiff's already contacted me several times as to wanting to sit down with me and try to create a spec book.
yeah.
You know, that's our opportunity to sit and say, all right, if there's a new development going in, I mean, you guys can agree on whatever you want. If you wanna say, all right, everywhere there's a hydrant, you have to put a three-way valve in.
Yeah,
I mean, I've heard of some towns doing that. It's a little expensive for the developer,
Yeah.
but it gives you the ability to say, all right, you've got no more than a 500-foot stretch that you're gonna have shut down, and you get 500 feet of hose, you can run hydrant to hydrant, and keep water going everywhere while you're doing a repair on a line if there's a break.
yeah,
So there's, or even if you just said, at least one main line valve when you do a hydrant, at least then you have a little bit of options.
yeah.
I did go through this, I made some notes on this already.
Cause I mean, like on, Martin Road, we
Yeah.
had that issue over there. That was all of Martin and down Maple,
Yeah.
because we did find one shut off valve up there.
Yeah, that is it where I thought it was?
Yeah, it's way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a weird shut-off valve down by my house too. There's one for the
That's-
fire hydrant and then there's one
That's
like
the
6
one,
feet
that's the one I'm
up.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah,
But there's that one valve, actually, I think that was the one that was right near that, where they dug up that valve, it was
Yeah.
all messed up.
yeah,
I remember Dave saying that it would never open up all the way.
Well, yeah.
That was one of the.
I remember you saying that, cause it was only open like a
Yeah.
quarter
Yeah.
of the way, that's why they kept getting low pressure or something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, so if we can isolate shorter sections, it might help in not causing such a disruption when we shut down a water line.
I don't know if every hydrant is necessary, but
Well, you can't run, and you're gonna try to run out
that's the contract.
2,000 feet of hose.
I'm just thinking, you're gonna service all those.
Yeah.
You're gonna do the,
Exercise.
Yeah,
Exercise.
exercise.
so every,
Oh, I know. There's pros and cons.
then you gotta, they break it and take them, we gotta repair them and fix them too.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to weigh up the,
Yeah, so I
something
mean,
that serves the need, but also.
Right. So I mean, whether you do that or you say, every 1,000 feet, you have to have a main line valve, something along those lines. Instead of doing it at hydrants, it just makes it easier if it's near a hydrant. So that would be like every other hydrant, that you have a main line valve there as well, so that it's just when it's near a hydrant, it's easier to locate instead of like
Yeah.
trying to find that one up there. It took us a while, and then it's like, all right, it's too late now. But it's just things like that that you can put in the specs. I mean, you only allow American made for the gate boxes,
Yeah.
gate valves, that stuff. They're just a better quality valve. And if they use a lot of Chinese stuff here, and those are the ones that they break. So the ring that holds the cover breaks and the caps go flying out. And then you gotta dig the whole thing up in order to replace it, and you're messing up all the asphalt. Whereas if you went with the American made ones, you typically don't break like that, so just a heavy thing.
We can certainly look at that. I mean, on a new subdivision, I don't see why you couldn't put one at the beginning of the subdivision, so that way they can isolate that one subdivision if it doesn't, if it's not approved,
We always do that in,
through the road, and then,
Yeah.
you can shut that off, so just that section shut off. And then, at the end, if they were gonna extend to each phase, you could do one phase, shut off,
Yeah.
and the next phase. So that way it's,
because we ran into that issue up here,
right.
where they had a phase thing and they didn't shut it
Right.
off, now you had people on there, and draining the water lines.
Right, so maybe think about that's what I was thinking, the practical approach.
Yeah, so we do need to establish
Yeah.
an entire spec sheet too.
We got roughly 53 pages here. You wanna do like 10 at a time, or?
Oh, just per policy, like Bob was saying, we just go through, we do like per policy.
Yeah, one or two policies, we pick them, go through them, hash them out, fix whatever we need to fix, and then get those policies approved. We'll just approve them until we get a whole book of them and get them all done. And then we'll just develop new policies as we see a need. If something comes up and we say, hey, we don't have anything to cover this, then you guys write the policies. You make me write it, and you guys fix it.
Give us your thoughts and then fine tune it.
These cover pretty much everything.
Yeah.
How do you wanna tackle it?
Next meeting, Bob.
Next meeting. All right,
You're all ready
not
to
now.
settle in and hit 50 pages.
All right, next meeting we'll discuss it and figure out which one we want and
Yeah,
work on it that way. As I remember now, I read all this.
yeah, I did, I went through it too.
Made some notations.
Yeah, so if you guys have particular ones you wanna focus on for the next one, either email me, text me, whatever, and, you know, I'll get it on. We'll specify them on the agenda or something, just so we can hash it out a little bit.
Yeah, oh, we just go through it, and if there's a section that you think that needs to be discussed,
Yeah.
just bring it up. If there's nothing, if everyone seems, looks good, then,
Yeah, when I went through it, I didn't see anything in there that was screaming outrageous, other than just, you know, tying in our specific stuff.
right.
And some of the fees we should be raising them, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's a, well, the fee schedule in the, with that, yeah, but I think without, we're gonna check on the
Right. If you have to have a public
public
hearing
hearing for the,
the fees, or if it's just for the rates.
that's for the rates.
I would think on the fees, we probably would have to have a meeting, wouldn't we?
The rates, I know we
Oh,
absolutely
the
do.
rates,
Rate
yeah,
changes,
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely do, but the fees, like, you know.
But a lot of times with the rates, the fees were added into that.
Right, whenever we did it, it was always done,
Yeah, we did
Done at the
everything at
same
once.
time,
yeah.
yeah.
It's always done all in one shot.
I know
Which we're probably.
Doug called a week ago or so.
The what?
Doug called a week ago or so.
I was gonna say we're probably.
I was gonna say,
It's
it's
been a
been
couple
3 or
years.
4 years now,
Two
hasn't
years,
it?
right? 2 years or 3 years?
3, yeah. It was 3.
3 years.
So it may be up for a review of the whole, to see where we stand.
Yeah, because I know Doug didn't like my 2.5% per year thing. But every 5 or 10 years we do a study,
Yeah.
see if it needs to be adjusted.
Well,
He'd like to have us on an annual rate
I
study.
know, I'm not opposed to because the money we're gonna pay into the study, if you just did the 2.5 of it,
Yeah.
and then every 5 years did a full.
Right.
Okay, is there any other topics you wanna bring up, anybody? Bob?
I'm trying to think what came up. Oh, yeah, this came up yesterday. The Economic Development wants to have a meeting with the Water Sewer Commissioner. Fortunately, they never notified us, but someone caught you at the town hall and asked about it. Right?
Yeah, so I was paying my taxes, and the town clerk caught me, because Economic Development posted their agenda as a joint meeting with Water and Sewer Commissioners, but we weren't informed of it.
Right.
And we hadn't posted it because we weren't informed. So while
Luckily, she caught you at the right time.
Yeah,
and
she
you-
caught me
you
at
were
the
able to
right
get it
time, yeah,
posted.
so I got it posted. So 7 o'clock tomorrow night at
That's what, 48 hours we need?
the town hall. Yeah, it was.
So we met, yeah, we met.
Yeah,
the
we met
requirement,
everything
but-
for
Yeah,
that,
okay.
so it was.
But
yeah, it
if,
was
if
Monday
he didn't
afternoon.
happen to be up there paying
I
his
know, yeah, we
taxes,
wouldn't
Yeah.
have known.
we wouldn't have been able
We
to
wouldn't
post a
know.
meeting, and then
Yeah.
we wouldn't have
Right.
been able to
Yeah,
attend that. So I did talk to the chair of the Economic Development earlier. And they're looking to discuss extending water and sewer up Davis Street for a possible industrial area for development. So that's all I got out of them. I did inform him that if he decides to schedule a joint meeting with the water sewer, he needs to let us
Yeah,
know.
let us
because
know.
We also need to post it. He said he's
Yeah.
new to all that, so he didn't really
Yeah.
understand that, so.
yeah.
So they'll tell us what they plan on doing up there and how far away it is and
Yeah, I guess that's the discussion that.
Maybe just an overview of what's.
Yeah,
just overview of everything.
I asked them if they could get me a map to show me kind of where, just so I would know the layout and elevations to see if we would need a pump station up there, or, you know, I'm not sure where it goes and off which side, and if it's downhill or uphill, or, I know the road up until about Monroe would be ideal for a gravity coming down
Right,
the
yeah.
sewer,
So,
so no pump station needed. But
Then when you get up on it, doesn't some of that land taper down?
it does
Probably not enough.
it does start dropping down, but that's what we need to look at, because we don't want to just say, okay, yeah, you can go from here to here, gravity, where we might need to extend a little further, or, you know, see what else is down further, because instead of starting at 5 feet deep at that peak at Monroe, you might want to go down 15 feet
Mhm.
and be able to go further and still gravity in through that hill.
Right.
So you start off shallow here, and then you're gonna go through a deep section and where that peak is, and then come back out and level back off.
Yes, everything should be like gravity.
Yeah, but you want to look at it and really investigate that to decide where your end point is that you want to go, and then figure out, all right, this is the furthest we can go gravity. Anything up beyond here would need a pump station. So
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think that would be about it for gravity.
Yeah.
yeah, where Monroe is
Right.
is the peak, and then it's a slight grade down. But like I said, if you just went down, 10 feet deeper, you could get quite a ways down the road.
Yeah.
You only need a very slight pitch to get it to go.
Yeah.
So you could go quite a ways down and start off,
Yeah.
2 or 3 feet deep.
Yeah. And then if you ended up running sewer up Monroe, I think that would be an easy tie-in.
And tie back down. Yeah. I don't know how far up Monroe we can go because I haven't.
Well, we can only go within in the village residential, so I have to see what the zoning is on that. DEP wouldn't even approve it if it's an IRA.
Right.
Or industrial they would though, 'cause I know some there's some industrial right there, so depending how
That's
far.
another thing too, is our pump station gonna be big enough to handle?
Oh yeah, that pump station's way
Way
oversized.
oversized, okay.
We run like 0.2 of an hour a day up there. Depending on what time of year.
Yeah.
So,
And I kinda thought that was over-designed.
well, I think they factored in
It was factored in
all
for
the
that,
potential
yeah.
development down there.
That's right, too, that was factored in about how many acres.
That full
and-
build out, I think, is
Right, yeah.
what they designed that for.
Yeah.
But yeah, right now we would welcome flow into that station just so
Hmm,
gets it running a little
keep it
more.
moving.
Because it only comes on for a couple minutes. That's it. A few times a day. So
It does run a couple times a day, we don't have to worry about that going septic or anything.
no,
No.
yeah, we got the span just low down this.
Well, it's a nice area up there for some industrial development, if that's the. Yeah.
And that's what I said 5-6 years ago, whatever, when we were all talking about that. I said I see that having more potential than that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said that years ago. I'd rather go down Davis Street than
That's
over
it,
there.
that's the same thing too.
Because I don't see that happening before that any. Although they are going to town on the hills.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hauling a lot of stuff out of
It's
there.
going a lot faster than I expected, but it's
Hmm,
still, we're what, 5 or 6 years after we originally had the discussion. I said it was at least 10 years, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a good 5 years since we discussed it anyway.
at least.
I'd be willing to bet the landowners up on this end, knowing a lot of the land up there, be more apt to get going on something versus, I think they had an issue down here with one of the largest parcels in the back over there, the owner didn't want to sell, which is his right. So, it's hard to, you can't force somebody to do that.
There's quite a few homes down here. isn't
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
I mean, eventually, yeah, I think
Eventually,
it'll turn into something, but
yeah.
I think that's a long ways down the road compared to, what the potential you have over here.
Yeah. So,
I mean, if that was all done being mined and, they were at the end point of that over there, then, yeah, you probably have more potential, but they're still making money over there, so
yeah,
I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon.
no.
Alright, so that's all I had for the economic
Actually, I did
development.
speak with Murray down here too, I told him we were gonna set up a meeting, just to get it, cause they did that.
Murray, is that who you said it?
Yeah, it was Murray, because Pine sold to Andy.
Oh, Pine sold
Yeah,
it?
still Pine, but then but Jim actually sold it not a week or so ago. Everything went through, so he's no longer the owner. So I spoke with Murray, who was must be the field manager of for now. He just like we're gonna have just sit down and meet him and talk to him about the Glen Street land and things like that. Just put a face to a name.
What about
Sounds good.
the project over here that Pine owned? Does he still own that?
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he bought out everything or if it's just.
That's what I mean. I don't know
Yeah, I don't know.
if Pine still.
I'm not sure about that.
Yes, that's all laid out for a development in there, isn't it?
Yeah, we already put the.
It's already been
We already
approved.
put the T in and the main
Yeah,
across
we got the
road.
line in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
To start
Well,
with
if that's sold, we'd see it in the paper anyway, wouldn't we? We'd be notified,
I don't watch the paper as much as you guys, so I don't know.
because that's the Douglas side. I don't know what's going on the Uxbridge side.
Yeah,
Is there anything over there that's Uxbridge?
Yeah, the town line's right there.
Is that
So
property
the
going
golf,
to
the
Uxbridge?
golf course.
the golf course, I'm not sure what's the status of that is at this point.
McIntyre's.
No,
No,
it's not.
Pine bought the golf course.
Oh, did he?
Oh, you
I
did?
don't know, I'm not, there was
No.
talk about that.
I did
but
hear
Yeah.
that they were selling, I just didn't know.
I don't know if that ever came to fruition or not,
So the story is.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know they shut down the golf course, right?
Yep.
Maureen gave me a ticket when I was heading there to go play golf on the weekend. One of the three she gave me that month.
1 month. First name basis, huh?
Oh, yeah. Alright, so we just got the executive session.
Oh, the only other thing, just a little bit, meter reading, we're on that. So I see
Meter reading started, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Everyone go good with that?
So the weather like this holds out, it's
Yeah.
nice, but it's supposed to
Yeah.
get cold again.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, so I think they got quite a bit done yesterday and today.
good.
So we got a good start anyway.
All right, so that's it for that, so I guess just the executive session?
You know, said, yeah, I'm gonna have to recluse myself from the executive session, 'cause I'm gonna butter down there.
Okay.
So I'm calling you, to take over.
All right, so I'd make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss the strategy with respect to collective bargaining and litigation. An open meeting of the bargaining and litigation position of the public body, and the chair so declares,
Second.
Coming out for,
coming out of executive session for the purpose of adjournment. And that requires a roll call vote.
Keith Lonnie as I.
All in here, aye.